episode of Happy Hour Conversations.
This is part 2 of the Church and the Millennials.
Yes.
We are glad to have you guys back, and we hope you were able to watch part 1. If you weren't able to watch part 1, you can go on YouTube, type in Happy Hour Conversations, and view part 1. So you'll be able to understand what we're talking about in part 2.
So in part 1, we discussed how powerful the millennials are to the church. We also discussed why 59% of the millennials in the African American community have dropped out of church.
And we asked for feedback from our viewers in part 1, and we actually got some feedback from a couple of our viewers. One which we'll be actually interviewing, and we will post that episode as well.
I just want to know one thing, Jade.
What you want to know?
I want to know why you got ice in your wine.
Don't judge. But ice in my wine. I love ice in my wine. It makes it colder.
But okay, that's why you put the glass of wine in the refrigerator.
It's not cold enough.
Cool.
I want it colder than that, so I put ice in it.
I've never seen that before in my life. You putting ice in wine. But whatever. Hey, whatever.
Y'all should try it. Try it at home.
Don't try
You may like it.
You're going to be sitting looking like me. Like, okay, what's the point of
So
this?
you mean you felt this way last week, but you didn't say nothing?
Well, I didn't, because I was going to let you do you, you know. I wasn't going to say too much, but...
Try it at home, guys.
Hola. Hola, na.
We went out and we interviewed 3 pastors because we wanted to know more about the topic, and we wanted to know specifically about sitting in the church. You know, they make a big deal out of sitting in some churches, and it irritates me. Because I want to sit where I want to sit. What about you?
You know, me personally, I feel like it really doesn't matter where you sit. As long as we're inside the church, I feel like we can get the same word versus sitting at the front or sitting at the back. It's all the same.
It is going to be the same.
And the preacher that we went out and we spoke to, the 26-year-old, he actually said he prefers people to come together and sit together in the middle of the church. But he said that because based off him, it makes him feel better. It makes him feel a little less, you know.
Like he can deliver his word better.
Exactly. So, you know, when he said that it's with...
But you know, with that, I was expecting the 62-year-old pastor to feel that way over the 26-year-old pastor.
Me too. It's like the 26-year-old was more old school than the 62-year-old, where he's trying to come on down to our age and, you know, kind of relate to us there.
Because the 62-year-old said he didn't care where you said it. You was going to get the same message no matter what area that you were sitting in.
Yeah, he sure did.
So... it don't matter where you sit at in the church, I feel. But, you know, as one of our viewers actually reached out to me, and she said that some churches actually sit on certain pews, like their family sit on that pew because after that family member has passed away, they actually pay for the pew or donate money to the church to get that pew.
Oh, girl, please. They doing too much. Too much already off top. Like... we get it.
You know, sometimes...
but how do you know when a person... are they putting in money in offering and tithes beforehand if a church member dies to reserve this? Or how does it work? Like, who does...
To my understanding, it's after they pass away, the family buys that pew. And you know, people sit there and they feel like they own that pew. That the deceased member used to sit on? Like, I'm confused. Why do they buy the pew? I don't know. It's just what she... told me, and I was like, okay. And then if you recall, if you go in some churches and you look on the side of the pew, it has in memory of, and it has the person's name on there. Have you ever seen that?
You know, that would scare me. I just feel like, you know, I don't want to sit on any of the pews. Like,
well, you know, I have to pay attention to
take me back home. I'm going to stream it. We're good. Let me go ahead and just tell you my experience from attending a church one time. I was at a church, and this woman, she tapped me on my shoulder because I was chewing gum. She thought that I was chewing gum. All right, let me just take it on back. It really was penny candy.
I don't know what penny candy is, so I'm going to need you to break that
Girl,
down.
Oh my gosh. Okay, for anybody who don't know what penny candy is, they're like little Tootsie Rolls for 1 penny.
You talking about the Tutti Fruities? Or
yeah, the Tutti Fruities. You go to the gas station, you get a whole pack of them or whatever. So I had those in my purse, and I was chewing it. I wasn't chonking on it, but she came to me and she tapped me on my shoulder. And I'm like, yes, it's not time for offering. I just got here. What's up? And she was like, you're not supposed to be doing that. And I'm like, what? She was like, you're chewing gum. And you know what? I was like, lady, I'm here to get the word. And I wasn't really being, like, disrespectful. I thought I was being discreet. But apparently not to her. She was watching real hard, by the way. But anyways, you know what? I just felt uncomfortable after she told me that and made me not actually want to come back to the church, all because I was...
Well, she would have been real mad at me because I keep peanut butter crackers in my purse.
Peanut butter crackers, Jay?
Peanut butter crackers. 8 of them are in the pack.
Okay, well...
I get hungry.
We see. I see.
I just keep some crackers in there. I think that's good for you. But peanut butter stick to you. Know that. It does stick to you.
It does, but at the same time, Jay, I'm just going back. Like, that really made me feel some type of way and really made me not want to go back and participate at that church because it's more to the church than chewing a piece of candy.
Right.
And then if we're going to be there, in which we were all afternoon, at least 2 hours in church now, if we're going to be there all day, why can't I chew on the penny candy, man?
Well, typically church starts at 11. By 11:30, I'm hungry.
She had a problem with that. You would have been kicked out of church. That's the reason why I just, sometimes it just...
Just take it easy on us, millennials. We're going to have a snack in our purse.
We're going to choose.
A pack of gum. The penny candy, as Deanna says. Is that the candy that's in the plastic bag?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Don't kick me out of church for the penny candy, man. So, one of the topics we discussed with one of the preachers were, is it okay to drink alcohol?
Some pastors are like, when they deliver their message, like when you're listening to them, they make it seem like alcohol is wrong.
Yeah. But, the Lord says drink, but don't get drunk. Yeah.
Do say that. And I drink. We're drinking now. Wine, that is.
That is. But I felt that, what he told me, what the 26-year-old told me was that he does drink. He's just not going to drink with you.
And that's okay. You don't have to drink with me.
That's perfectly okay. That's fine. We just want to be able, as millennials, to be able to relate. We know that preachers and everybody is not perfect. And if you have a casual drink, amongst people, other preachers or your wife, that's okay. We feel like it's okay. You don't have to hide it.
62-year-old drunk too. He said,
yeah. Turn it up, honey.
And that's okay. And
in a healthy way.
I dated a pastor.
Oh, did you?
For
really?
a little while,
okay.
and at first, I was kind of like, no, we can't date because I like to drink. You're a pastor, so this is not gonna work out.
Whoa, too much.
And believe it or not, he had to have his cup of Tito's every day. Every day, every time we went out to eat, he ordered his drink. So,
he didn't feel bad about drinking in front of, amongst people, other people, amongst you. He didn't feel any type of way about that?
No, and he would casually go out and have a good time throughout the weekend.
So he's comfortable.
He's comfortable with it.
And that's all we ask, for the older generation, younger generation, everybody. Be comfortable with who you are. We understand that you have a role to pertain, but we want you to know that it's okay. Be comfortable, be you, drink, have a good time, because we can relate to that. We can pick up on that kind of stuff. So,
and when you make us feel like we're doing something wrong, at that point, that's when you just kind of like move back and move around. Yeah.
If I feel like you think I'm doing something wrong, I'm going to be like,
because no sin is greater than any other sin. Might I add that? But just don't judge me for what I'm doing.
Don't judge me. Because God's going to be there to judge you. So, Jay, really tell me how you feel about a preacher being where you are. Let's just say they at TGI Fridays. And they having a drink. How would you feel about that? If you've been to this preacher's church the past 3 weeks in a row, and you seen him out at TGI Fridays having a drink, how would you feel about it?
long as he's not drunk or acting different, I'm be like, okay, he can relate.
So you'll be able to, if you see him on Saturday night.
Now, I don't want to see you at the club or nothing. I don't want to see you there.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, if he's having a drink on Saturday night and you see him bright and early in the morning on Sunday morning at church, would you? And he's delivering a good message, but you looking in the back of your head like,
he was just drinking it.
Yeah. How would you feel?
That's not gonna bother me.
So it won't bother you?
Would it bother you?
Not really.
Because I know.
I'm just trying to see where you're
be normal. I just want them to be normal. If they be normal and they relate to us, I think it would be a more different. You know, you may get more people to come to church if they feel like they can relate to them.
Yeah, if they can relate, then I feel like it'll bring more and more people to the church. But I don't feel like they have to hide themselves or hide what they do to a certain extent. As when it comes
just
to drinking,
don't put up a facade like you don't do it.
Right.
Like that's my issue. Just don't make it seem like this is not what you do. It's okay. We get it.
Do you? Moral of the story. Do you? In the name of Jesus we pray.
Amen.
Hola.
We're going to go ahead and wrap the topic up for this week. We actually had a comment on our Instagram page from one of our viewers.
What does it say?
Let me find it. Let me go here. And because it was the clip that we posted about why, if you are a millennial, why don't you go to church? Mm-hmm. And we still want you guys' feedback. Just because this is part 2, that does not mean that you can't let us know.
Right.
Go to the YouTube and view part 1. But he said, personally, I stopped going because I stopped believing in God/Bible. It may not seem like it because we were raised in the Bible Belt, but there are way more black millennial atheists than you may think. Definitely worth looking into and expounding on more. And then the other viewer said, I already gave my thesis and dissertation, and we're actually going to interview her for episode 3.
That means we're coming back for you.
So she does believe in God. She just doesn't believe in Christianity. So we will bring her on and we will interview her
for a special interview next week. So you guys go ahead. If you haven't already, like, share this post. Go ahead and tag a church member and tune into next week for the special interview of the Church and the Millennials.
Hola. Hola, Ana.